I've been getting messages, but I don't reply. Conversations with myself like every single night. I've been trying to find peace, but I get lost inside. All these thoughts run in circles, I can't even lie. Used to numb it with the highs, now I feel it raw. Every scar got a story, every loss a law. I don't run from the pain, I just let it talk.
What is going on, guys? I'm gonna walk Marley. Well, let's see if he wants to walk. I don't know. Marley! So we could do this video outside. Good boy, look at him. He's like, I'm here. He's so excited. Good porker. I love how I got that on camera, just him running to me, just like, I'm ready. But yeah, keep going. Keep going. Creating your reality, guys. Oh, fuck. Go, buddy. I was hearing like some weird sound. I guess it's a coyote. Yeah, it's a coyote. Sounds weird. I don't know. Anyways, I hope your guys' day's going good, or went good, whatever. My day went good. I love my job so much, man. It's so easy. And I'm grateful that I have a job that I'm able to enjoy in the meantime. Because I'm saving up to move with my girlfriend to Pennsylvania, and like, the fact that I have a job that I enjoy, it allows for the time to go by quicker. Because whereas before, when I was working at a job I didn't even want to be at, time was just going by so slow because I didn't enjoy it. I was just there like dreading the moment, like fuck, just trying to like astral plane, just to fucking forget that I was even there listening to music. But with this job, it's so enjoyable that I don't gotta pretend, I don't gotta put my mind somewhere else. I'm just listening to music and enjoying the moment. And when you're enjoying the moment, this goes for anything, right? When you're simply having fun and you're enjoying the moment, you don't pay attention to time. And in a way, it can go by quicker or slower, depending on how you want it to be. But it doesn't matter because you're not focused on how fast or slow it's going. You're just so in the present, so in the flow. And it's just going, you know? So I'm grateful that I have something that I enjoy in the meantime of saving up to finally move. But with that being said, just there's always something to be grateful for, you know? So count your blessings, because it could be worse. You could be in jail. You know? There's always something to be grateful for. I'll never stop saying that because it's true. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about just how we're in the time of awakening, right? There's a lot of people waking up, questioning reality and their existence, but there is still the unconscious collective. Like, there's still people that don't question the reality, and it's like, how, you know? Like, it just boggles my mind. Like, people just settle. Don't settle, because like, we're so much more than what we're led to believe. Like, a lot of people never question reality. Most people don't even question reality or their existence. You know, maybe they question small things: what job to get, what clothes to wear, who to date, who to fuck. You know what I mean? What to eat. But very, very few people stop and question the deep structure of their own existence of reality. You know, like, who taught me what success means? Why do I fear being judged? Why am I constantly distracted? Why do I need validation to feel vulnerable, to feel valuable, to feel worthy? You know, why do I need approval? Why? Who would I be without this conditioning, without all this noise? And that's where awakening often begins. When you start questioning the identity and the beliefs that you've had. It's like, why do I believe this? Was it given to me? Or did I just, like, what happened, you know? Was I born with it? And that's how awakening begins, not with becoming someone new, but by realizing how much of your identity was really inherited. And when you wake up, you break the cycle. Like, think about it. From childhood, people absorb beliefs constantly. How to behave, what emotions are acceptable, what thoughts are acceptable, what success looks like, what status looks like, what makes someone valuable, worthy, attractive. Most of it happens unconsciously, right? And then eventually the conditioning becomes so normalized that people mistake it for personality. That's why awareness feels uncomfortable at first, because expanded consciousness starts dissolving these illusions. The ego deaths. You begin noticing how deeply fear controls society. And you can say it's an agenda, right? But all this fear in our reality, so you can be easier to control, easier so that you don't access a higher state of consciousness, keep you in survival, keep you stuck. It's like you wake up out of that illusion, and you see how deeply fear controls reality. And like fear, whether it's fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of being different, fear of slowing down long enough to hear your own thoughts. People hate sitting down with their own thoughts. That's why they'll drink, and they don't want to be alone, so they'll just be with a toxic person because they don't want to sit with their own thoughts. So they're really just scared of themselves. That's why distraction really just becomes an addiction of its own. Constant scrolling, constant stimulation, eating, constant noise, whatever. Anything that's avoiding silencing the mind. Because silence forces awareness, and awareness forces people to confront themselves. But once you start observing reality more consciously, you're gonna notice something stranger. Most people are running on autopilot, repeating emotional patterns, repeating inherited beliefs, thoughts, repeating survival identities they never consciously chose. Again, it was just inherited from their parents or whatever. And no, it doesn't mean life itself is fake. It just means perception is filtered, filtered through trauma, conditioning, fear, ego, social programming. That's why awakening feels both liberating and lonely sometimes, because once you begin seeing beyond the illusion, beyond what you were led to believe was real, it becomes harder to fully participate in unconscious patterns the same way you used to. You start craving depth over distraction, presence over performance, peace over constant stimulation, And slowly you're going to begin remembering something deeper beneath that noise. That you're not just a programmed identity trying to survive society, your awareness itself, observing it all, remembering itself, experiencing reality through a temporary human lens. And then you see that you are it, having an experience, forgetting that you are, in fact, it. Come on, buddy, fuck, stop eating shit. This motherfucker loves eating dog shit on the floor. I don't understand, bro. Why? It's fucking gross. And then he wonders why he'll throw up later. Like, fucking maggots in the fucking shit, dude. Stop eating. Excuse my French, but damn, shit's annoying. No pun intended. So, like, yeah, it can seem lonely at first, but merely you're just shedding people and thoughts that don't serve, so that you can attract people that are awakened or in the similar journey that you're in. Once you awaken, you're not gonna... I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? Once you awaken, it's gonna become harder for you to entertain things that don't resonate with the awakened version of you. And that's just part of it. That's why it can feel like a death. Because you were a version of yourself for so long that now you see that you're beyond that version that you thought you were. So it feels like you're dying when really you're just letting go of what you thought you were. Because you've made an identity for so long and you're remembering what you really are. So it's a transitioning phase. It's unlearning what they taught you to be and being what you want to be, doing what you want to do. Because most of what we believe to be true of ourselves in reality is just programming. At the end of the day, it's all a hologram. We live in a hologram. I mean, the universe is holographic in nature. We're infinite. Everything is infinite. So yes, it's an illusion. Reality is an illusion. But it's not. It doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. You know, you as infinite as consciousness chose to have this experience. So it matters, because you chose to have this experience. Even though there's no meaning to anything other than the meaning we've given it. You know, people often go through a phase in spirituality where they're like, well, nothing's real, nothing matters anyway, so what's the point? And that's the question. The point just is, God, you as God, you are one with God. God just is. It's not going anywhere. Always was, will be. The point is because you chose as infinite as God to have this human experience. That's the point. So it's like it's really a victim mode mindset, right? In a way, a spiritual ego. Well, none of this is real, so what's the point? Well, bro, it doesn't matter if it's an illusion. It doesn't matter if it's not real. You make this experience. That's the point. So get out of that victim mentality, and you're gonna have so much fun with reality once you do. I really hope I didn't swallow a bug. Yeah, but yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.
Everything feels scripted, like I've seen it all before. Every move predictable, like a loop I can't ignore. People acting up at rows, like they stuck inside a scene.